Well, here it is, finally. After years of rumors, the Polaris tribe has emerged from sub-zero regions. They're a special tribe with the unique ability to freeze the whole region. Now, this is going to be a great tribe. They're very different than a lot of the other tribes. I'm still looking to analyze a lot of stuff to see what they will be like exactly, but I have a pretty good idea of what they're going to be. Now, we go over to this page. If you looked in announcements in Polytopia, it sent you this link to get you here, and so it looks like an article, but it's Polytopia. Um, you get some interesting things here, like beings from the world of eternal permafrost. Now, the Gammy are beings from this world, and they summon avatars to freeze everything they touch to passively spread the bone-chilling weather that changes the landscape. Now, this will actually be very interesting because these guys can kind of change the land and like how the land is laid out, and I think they also have the ability to do the same thing with mountains and create like these glacier type things. These guys are going to be very overpowered. I'm not sure. This was supposed to be released a few years ago, but Polytopia is a really finished game. They don't publish anything if they think it's going to be like not that good. And so it was just like another tribe that just started with whaling. It was just going to be, one. It wasn't going to be too special. But they're like, nah, this has some potential, and so then they created this beast. Now, if they don't start with a tech, I think it'll be okay. Not as overpowered if it did. If it does start with whaling, then these guys will be basically the new meta. But so they freeze everything around them and whatnot, and so then they have the battle sled, and so these guys can travel on the frozen land that they create. There's like so when they travel over water, they create ice in which the battle sleds can travel over. And so if you can lead out those Gammy with those to create like all like the water that turns frozen and is an ice, you can just spam all of these. It's gonna be awesome. And then you go down here. Now this is what the music is actually gonna be. Hold on. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's kind of a little eerie and interesting. Now we go on to these little creatures, Moonies. These guys are actually pretty interesting. So they're small, crystalline creatures summoned by the tribe through the power of the Gammy. They use their antlers to focus the power of the moon to transform the ice with land with unnatural ice, which is what the battle sleds can travel on. Okay, so I kind of screwed up. I guess I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all this out. But the Gammy, I believe, summon these little Moonies, and the Moonies can travel quickly to make a bunch of ice and whatnot. So that's what these guys do. It's gonna be pretty cool. And then you have some of this. You have some more. I couldn't really find anything. Like I looked at it and I couldn't really find too much to, like dig to see what the tribe could be like. But then I found ice fortresses. So the ultimate display of power. The ice fortress is an ivory-plated behemoth comparable to more aquatic battleship used by other tribes. While it can slide across frictionless ice and glacier easily, mountains and non-frozen land are too much of a challenge for the cumbersome vehicles to crawl over. They're kind of like the battle sleds a little bit in the fact that they can only really travel over ice and whatnot. Now, these guys are going to be very good. They're kind of like battleships. I'm assuming their range. They have skate, which so the ability skate allows them to travel over the ice and scout. So it's kind of like the battleship can see further. That's what this guy's going to be like. He has decent range. Um, not too good. Like the movement's not very good, but good attack and defense. And so you go over here to the financial institutions in a sub-zero climate. Blah 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 blah. You get to this. Now, when you complete trade, you get a bank. Or the ice bank, actually. This produces 5 stars for every 20 frozen tiles in the world each turn. And so I think the strategy for this tribe is going to be to push trade and train those Gammy and Moonies and whatnot to like freeze a bunch of stuff, get one of those banks, and just absolutely make those stars, just rolling them. So much of them. And then, you have catapults. We've already known those for a while. Um, you have this. This is going to be their ambience. Aquarion has that like tingly ambience. Illyrian has that like sort of almost creepy ambience. And this is what they're going to be like. And that's their ambience and whatnot. And you keep going down. It's like, do mammoths still exist? All this says is that they're going to be mammoths that are their animals and what they ride on and what they hunt and whatnot. You have this stuff, and now you have these little crystals. There's some explanation behind them. It's kind of boring, but it sounds like a drug, but it's actually their food. That's how they get their, that's how they eat and whatnot. And so you have some more stuff like that, but it shows you the ice block, which is what, and this is kind of the graphics for like the new ice and some other stuff and whatnot. Now we head over to Discord, and so you can see the tribe's almost here. And so it's actually going to be on June 14th, this Friday, if you're watching it. The reason I can tell that is because June 14th, 4 days to go. You can also tell by this. So I'm just going to show you a YouTube video, which is what they're going to look like. Okay, so just looking at this, I've noticed a few things. First off, their city. It just looks like a bunch of snowballs piled on top of each other, which is very weird. Now you can see it creates the Mooney, which creates all that ice and whatnot. Now there's the Gammy, which goes in and creates all the other frozen stuff. And you have the battle sleds, which can skate on that ice sort of stuff. Then this thing right here, the little building, is the bank, not a capital. That's their economic powerhouse, and that's basically what they're going to be like. So that's going to be the Polaris tribe, really. I mean, it's a pretty interesting tribe. I feel like they're going to be really good, or they're just going to be like pretty nerfed. But I have a feeling they're going to be pretty cool. I'm still trying to figure out all those like snowballs and whatnot. But that's basically just the Polaris tribe in a nutshell. I'm really excited. It comes out this Friday, remember. So get your gift cards, get ready, because it's going to be a great tribe. Now, I also did read somewhere, I forgot, I was probably on the wiki or something like that. This is going to be a regularly priced tribe, probably $199, or yeah, it's probably $199, maybe $299. But so just get prepared, because these guys are going to be absolute beasts. Now, I really can't wait for them. I'll create some strategy video for them. I'll also create some strategy videos for other tribes. I've been trying, but I've run into a few difficulties. But so, yeah, this is just the Polaris tribe. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, stay tuned, because I'll have a lot more videos coming in the future. But yeah.